Shalom, shalom. I want to talk about something that plagues us as a nation, and it's a problem that has been with us since our inception. And this is that at times there will be a very dynamic person who's in a powerful position and has large swaths of people following him for whatever reason, for being, whether he's a leader or he's rich or powerful and whatever it is. But he's very smart and he knows how to play on the emotions and the insecurities and everything that motivates people. And he will use this to keep himself in power. And when he does this, this can cause a major problem because it's usually something that's against what is for the better of the nation, what should be, what would make us thrive if we were really doing the right thing. And people just follow this person, and usually a lot of them are just following not because they have any shared bad and evil intent, but I guess they're just not wise enough, or they have too much faith without really delving into things and relying in this one person, or they're afraid that that person's in power, or they assume that because he is in that power he knows better, whatever it is, and they'll go follow this person blindly with his arguments because they seem to make sense, and because look where it's gotten till now, and he has so much followers, everybody believes in him. And this is a problem, as we see in Parshat Korach, where Korach gathered all the people because he had his own aspirations, and he preyed on all the arguments or things that he knew would move the different groups to get them together against Moshe and Aaron, and in the end cause great wrath on God, that God wanted to destroy the whole Ada, the whole congregation, because they were following him and they were going against the leaders that God had chosen, Moshe and Aaron, because they wanted more, because what they had they didn't feel was enough. And God wanted to destroy them, and he told Moshe and Aaron to move away from the congregation, and he was just going to destroy them in an instant. And Moshe says something that I just absolutely love, and I think this is part and parcel why Moshe and Aaron were the leaders of the Jewish nation and why they merited it. They pray to God and say, Elokei Haruchot, the God who of spirits, God who understands the motivation, what possesses a person, what makes a person do something, and God is the only person who can understand why somebody does something. What if they have good motives or bad motives, or if they just fell prey to a powerful leader. And Moshe and Aaron say to God, they're like, Elokei Haruchot, you know that most of these people are just following Korach because he's so powerful and persuasive, and it's not that they're bad, and you're going to destroy them all in an instant when you know the difference. You know they're not bad, or they're just following someone who is evil. And this is their argument. And then God says, okay, so, tell him to separate from Korach and Adato Korach and his whole, the evil contingency that was with him, and, to save themselves. And I just was thinking, as human beings, it's very difficult for us. We don't know the motivations of people, but we do know, and this is something that has always been the case, is that usually most people are not bad people. Usually most people want to do the right thing. Sometimes they end up following in the wrong way for whatever reason. Either they grew up that way, or they chose it because it worked at one time, and then they just are so deep into it, or they just don't know better. And so a lot of times there's a dynamic leader who's doing something wrong, and that's black and white, and he needs to be called out, and he needs to be taken down from that position. And any of his supporters who know what they're doing is wrong, what they're doing, things that are outright not moral, not ethical, not right, not good for the nation, and those people need to seek out of position. But the rest of them, we should try and understand and have this attitude that Moshe and Aaron had, is that, this whole congregation, they were rebelling against Moshe and Aaron, and they didn't take it personally. they didn't take it personally. They understood that it wasn't because, they had evil intent, but they just fell prey to this powerful leader who was very, very persuasive. And so they were trying to judge the situation in a in a meritorious way for the people. They really just wanted what was best for the people. They didn't want all the people to die or to have their demise just because they were rebelling against them and wanted to take them down. That wasn't it. There wasn't no revenge, no evil intent. It was just they want the people to have what's good, to be good, and to understand and follow in the right way. And that is their prayer to God. And this, God understood this, and this is why God, at the end of the whole test with Aaron and the staffs to see who is really the right leader, to try and show the people. So that maybe they would change and not err in their ways. And I think we have to try our best not to condemn large groups of people in saying that they're evil and they're bad and they're just wrong and they're trying to destroy the country, the nation, or whatever. Most people think what they're doing is right because they've followed somebody who is powerful and persuasive and has got them caught up in this illusion of what's wrong is right. And so I think we need to understand this, and we need to, yes, try and fix and get the people that are doing things that aren't moral, that aren't ethical, that aren't good for our people, try and get them down from those positions, try and get people that are good in those positions. And if we can't, just to have an understanding and have a sympathy of sorts, and really just pray like Moshe and Aaron did at the end of the day, that they should see the light and try and to show people the light through the good, through living a life of doing the right thing in a good way. And that is the best convincer of people. If what they're doing is done in a disgusting way that is reprehensible in their actions, and they're doing things that don't look good, and people will see that, people will understand that. But if we, the other people who, when you know what's right and you do what's right in a positive way, and don't fall to that level and debase yourselves by doing things that are wrong also, but keep on the up and up, do the right thing, live the right life, take the steps that best you can to get things to change. But remember and have some sort of, I think we need to have sympathy and some empathy, because I know I have at times thought things, and then through learning and growth understood that what I thought or the things that I was doing was wrong, and I've done better. And people need to grow. People need to grow out of things. So to have that temporary, in the meantime, compassion and prayer, and keep on doing the right thing in a good way, in a positive way, and shine a positive light. Hopefully things will start to change. Be'ezrat Hashem. Shabbat Shalom.